Hi, my name is Nick. This is my 1999 Ford E350 Skoolie. Come on in. It's converted into a dually, and I had a rebuilt motor and transmission. It has this to cool down the turbo. Under here, it's all storage. So I've got a cooler, a bunch of baskets, clothes, stove. There's storage under here. There's a porta potty. Important for my girlfriend. She's currently out of the video because she's a little bit camera shy like myself. But she has a 5-year-old, so when we go camping and stuff, it's pretty essential to have a porta potty for her and my girlfriend as well. But most of the time, we always find bathrooms at every provincial park, any campsite we're going to, gas stations. Like, people are so worried when you watch these videos on YouTube and like, where are you gonna go to the bathroom? Like, trust me, there's bathrooms everywhere. But like, if you know, this does come in handy. So, and then under here is the sink. Nothing fancy, just some plastic bins from K & Tire. It does have a water holder, which is under here, and you can turn on the pump and water can be able to come out, and it just kind of shoots off to the ground, which eventually I want it to be like a little gray water tank for sure. Most of the time we cook outside of the bus, but to cook inside, you know, it's simple, right? I got a little butane stove that was at Walmart for like 25 bucks. You just set it up right here. You got your cutting board, you got your cooler over here, and it's just like, you know, cooking at home, right? Like, this is just a kitchen. You cook at home the same way it is here. You know, you can do your dishes right here, or you could do them outside, but it's really just like living in an apartment. There was a deep cycle battery mounted to the underneath of the vehicle by like a steel plate, and there's a battery isolator, so when my vehicle is charging, it charges the battery underneath and then shoots off power to this. So this is where I can plug in for the water pump. Got power. It's great. Currently for lighting, Dollarama. It's just $3 light. This one's, the battery's dead now, and it just came off. And we've got more under there, but that's what we pretty much use for lighting. When the door opens, these lights go on. I did not install any of this. Close it, it shuts off. These lights right here, and I guess these turn on when the doors are open, but then they just hooked it up to here and they just ran this strip across, which is super bright. So we just end up using a fixed bed, but eventually I'm gonna have plans to raise this higher so I can have more of a garage. But right now it's a fixed bed. This is my girlfriend's daughter's bed when she comes and camping with us, or any friends or whatever. So, and it's awesome too, because I'm 6'4", I can sleep across. So like Sprinter vans out of the picture, Ford Transits out of the pictures, you know, Class B out of the picture, you know, a Skoolie I can actually sleep across, which is pretty awesome. It's the main selling point, I guess, for me when I bought this. But yeah, well, I bought everything like this, as you've seen. The only thing I actually added was like these plastic drawers and like this, my stuff in here, of course. So everything was bought like this like a month and a half ago on Kijiji. So these curtains are here. The strings are broken, so I have to like crumple them, and then I just use these plastic clips. The other plastic clips that are over there, I guess like they're wood clips or whatever. I guess you're doing woodworking. But yeah, just like a regular blinds. See how this one I have to crumple all it in, but it works. It just goes down and that's it. And then I made these little really fast ghetto window cover screens that they're not sticking even if I put a Gorilla Glue, but it covers it. And when I put the windows down right here and I'm driving, my girlfriend has her window down, the amount of airflow that rushes through here is just amazing. And I love how much the windows are and how bright it is. And then also you can see back there, I kind of destroyed it and ripped it the first week I had it. So I have to like duct tape everything, and like they don't give you enough Velcro and it just comes off. So I'm duct taping it on there and it's clipped on, but it works. I swing open the door. I was at Gores Bay yesterday, and we're right by the water, and we just open the door and we're just laying in bed eating chips, just looking at the water, and it's just beautiful, and the amount of airflow, it's wonderful. It's amazing. I guess the pros and cons of buying something that's already converted. The pros is, of course, it's already converted, right? You can go camping instantly. You're not spending the whole summer building it out. For me, I'm not a handy guy. I just bought my first drill a couple weeks ago on Marketplace, so literally trying to build out this would just be like overwhelming for me, but I would eventually figure it out and stuff too. So it was already converted. It's already great. That was a big selling point of like, it's already converted, it's ready to go. But I guess the cons about it is that you're already buying someone else's conversion. Luckily for me, this is exactly how I would like the setup. Besides, like, you know, raising the bed a little bit higher, and those are just little minor tweaks that anybody can do. But I really like the layout as it is. But if you didn't like the layout, then you got to pull everything apart, switch everything around to your preference. And I guess that's the biggest con. And as someone who's really handy and everything else too, they probably just want to redo it anyway. So you're tearing away a already built out, you know, system. One of the biggest things I'm going to be doing is that orange stripe is going. The guy who previous owned it used to pull his race cars to the track with this. So he had a big trailer with 2 cars in the back of the trailer. So this thing used to haul it. That's why it's converting to a dually. Rocker guard, the bottom. With black rims. Eventually, in like a year and a half, you know, I want like the wood paneling with the pod lights and, you know, the live edge counter and all that other stuff you see on Instagram and stuff. But right now, I guess in the next, you know, couple months, I'll definitely gonna do the wheels and pull off that sticker and you know, do the rocker guard and everything else too. But for now, I just really like it, and I just want to travel, and right now I'm on my vacation, you know, on Manitoulin Island. I absolutely love it. Okay, so what it is like to drive a bus. At first, it's really kind of intimidating, to be honest with you. When I first tried this, I was like, holy crap, it's so huge. But after a while, you get used to it. Backing up, I'm definitely gonna get a backup camera. I think about parking. You always want to park at the end of the parking lot. You always got to be mindful of your corners. It's like when cars get really close, that's when it kind of gets a little bit sketchy. But besides that, you really get used to it. You know, getting used to the whole swinging doors, which I think is pretty cool. I love it. And you know, I got the garbage, the recycling, the compost, just whatever, cane tire. It's awesome. Why do I have this Skoolie? It's just because it's for a weekender. It's for camping, it's for mountain biking, it's to go out on the weekend, to be able to, you know, go to Wasaga Beach and just park there and, you know, go to the beach and come in here and cook a meal, then go back to a provincial park or go pull over to Crown Land and go camping. That's what it's for. It's basically convenience. Like, you're able to get up and go. Like literally today, driving here for this tour and this interview and everything else too, is like we just end up having breakfast, putting all the stuff away, and just end up going. So everything is just here. It's freedom. It's freedom. And I really like camping a lot. So what are the kind of challenges that I've faced so far? Really nothing. If you really think about it, it's a vehicle. You drive it to wherever you want to go. You'll be able to go sleep anywhere you really want to go. There's no really challenges with this, right? I'm not living in here full time, so I guess I can't really think of any challenges, whatever. I always have to go back to the office on Monday morning, so I don't see any challenges at all. So what kind of advice I would give somebody who's thinking about getting into this kind of lifestyle and buying one of these vehicles? Just be able to do your research and just go for it. It doesn't matter if it's a minivan, it doesn't matter if it's Class B motorhome. Your objective is to get out, go to nature, go to the beach, whatever you want to do with the van. So whether, you know, you have a big Skoolie like this, or a RV motorhome, or a minivan that you just, you know, set up a cot and you crash out, right? It doesn't matter. Just, you have to go for it. You have to really you do your research, right? Like, you can't just go out and just buy something and then realize you spend a bunch of money inside it, then the motor goes or the transmission goes, right? So like for this, I know I bought a diesel. It's going to be expensive when it gets repaired, but I did buy it because the guy rebuilt the transmission, he rebuilt the motor, and then ended up selling with less than 20,000 kilometers after the rebuilt. And I did a bunch of research. I'm not mechanically inclined, But I did a bunch of research in the 7.3s, turbo diesels, or like they call it the million-mile motor. And then I was also looking around at the Sprinter vans for so long. Then I looked at the T1s, and then those go forever as well. So also not just worrying about the, you know, the pretty countertops and everything else too. You got to worry about, you know, it's an actual vehicle, and does it have like rod and beams underneath it, or is the transmission about to slip and it's going to cost you $4,000. So also thinking about those variables as well really kind of just helps you make a decision, because at the end of the day, you know, if a transmission goes, it can be like $4,000 on a diesel, but like you can build this thing out for like $2,000 if you do it yourself. So you gotta kind of weigh out those options. So the financial story of owning one of these Skoolies is that you're not paying for Airbnbs, you're not going out to expensive restaurants, you know, hotel rooms and all that stuff too. For example, like me and my girlfriend took her week holiday. We left on the Saturday, we're coming back on the Sunday. And we end up finding a campsite that's like, what, $40 a night. And if I knew, you know, we could have parked at Crown Land, so it's even free. So it's basically just gas, you know, your groceries, some ice, some beer, and that's about it, right? So it's so freeing to think about that, because holidays are so expensive, and then you go to these tourist places like Manitoulin Island, and hotel rooms can get quite pricey because it's supply and demand. So as in something like this, you just pull up to a campsite, it's always $40 a night. They have showers, they have laundry, or you can go Crown Land, and yeah, it's cheap. It's awesome. What kind of person do I recommend for this lifestyle? Somebody who's adventurous, who can be minimal and be able to, you know, keep things simple, and who just likes camping. So if you like camping, you already know how to set up a tent, and you can cook on a Coleman stove and stuff, and you love it, well, then you're gonna love this. I guess my personal philosophy on life is just, life is too short. It's really, it's too short, you know. You can never know that you can be gone tomorrow, or you can have an illness, or, you know, life circumstances happen with you. So just get out and travel. It doesn't mean that you have to quit your job and, you know, sell everything you own. Like my girlfriend and I, like, you know, she has a house, we work a 9 to 5 in a finance company, so we're in an office and, you know, a corporate job. But at the end of the day, we're still going out on the weekend, and we're bringing her daughter with us, and we're having a blast, and we're back on Sunday nights, or we're leaving in the Sunday morning and go back home and take a quick shower and then run to the office, right? So yeah, just life is too short. Doesn't mean you have to drop everything in the world to have a kind of a great lifestyle like this, or a venture lifestyle like this. You just have to be able to find time for it and just go for it. Was stealth being an important factor? At first, when I looked around at Vanlife, I thought it was going to be, but at the end of the day, nobody really cares. Like, there's so many times I'll be in the bush, parked, laying back here, cooking a meal, and people walk by like, this is so cool. Or I'll be driving on the highway and people are just giving me the thumbs up, like, this is sick. Nobody really cares. I think you overplay it in your head, that you think that, like, oh my god, I'm in a bus, or I'm in a Sprinter van, or a cargo van, or whatever. But nobody really cares. You just gotta be respectful, right? Like, if you're somewhere where it's not really Crown Land, and you're just setting up camp and you got everything out there, like, don't do that. Just be respectful of the area. No one has a problem. Don't overthink it. Nothing has to be perfect. Like, look, I got plastic drawers from Cane Tire. Just slap them in there and go. It's not about having these fancy, you know, $50,000 bills with, you know, all these fancy stuff. Like, literally, you can buy a power back at Cane Tire and you have electricity, and you just go out, go explore. When this video will be up, I will make an Instagram, and it'll be in the link, will be in the description for sure.
Hey everybody, I'm Forrest the filmmaker, the person behind the video that you just watched. If you enjoyed that and want to check out more alternative dwellings, we have a playlist popping up that is all the episodes that we've ever done. There's van tours, tiny home tours, sailboats, off-grid, garden tours, all sorts of cool stuff, so check that out. We also release new episodes every single Monday at 8:30 Eastern time, and that's in the morning. And if you want to check out some curated things that I've done and some movies that I've actually made, you can check out a link below to Prime Video, and you can check out the reality of #Vanlife, best friends, moments, and curated alternative dwellings. So check that out. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. We'll see you on the next episode.